Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, this is HD Starcraft with another Starcraft 2 replay commentary for you. Wait for it, wait for it. Did you catch that? Did I get you? Did I trick you? I'm HD Starcraft, maybe? No, okay. Hey guys, it's Starcraft Cove here with the third game of the MLG Dallas Finals between TTOne, the red Protoss, here on the bottom left, but not quite the furthest bottom left, like liquid Jinro down here, the blue Terran. It's going to be here on Lost Temple. They're going to be spawning not between the watchtower positions, but actually across the pond from each other, so very short air distances. This is commonly regarded to be a pretty Terran favored map, just because they can really Thor drop effectively over here, and I mean Terran Thor drops, especially versus Zerg, and not quite to the same extent, but also versus Protoss, are just pretty much the terror of the Zerg versus Terran matchup on this map. The fact that, however, a Thor drop would have to go around, whoops, clicking in the wrong spot, around TT1's base and give it wide enough berth to not get shot down en route. That does kind of discourage that kind of Thor drop play from the Terran player, just because, yeah, it would have to go way over here, way over here, way over here, and then probably drop from the back. So, bit of an extended route, but both players are going to be sending out their initial scouting worker. See if Jinro was a badass Zerg player like me, and hopefully you guys too, because Zerg's just, I mean, come on, Zerg's obviously the best, even though these two don't realize it. You know, if they were Zerg, then they'd be able to just scout across the water with their overlord. Check that out, there's a Protoss player there. Anyway, I'm a bit hyped. I don't know if you guys can tell. I've been drinking Mountain Dew all night long. It is midnight, and I have work in the morning, and I have to wake up at 6 or 7 or 7:30 when I eventually wake up and get there by 8. So, hell yeah, this is obviously a good plan. I just finished off the last Mountain Dew I'm going to be doing for the night. Hopefully I'm not totally screwed. Looks like, wow, TT1 still lacking the vision. Both of these guys still have no idea. They're taking their sweet time. Obviously now that they've scouted the other two possible bases, then they are aware of where the other one is now. But they are just now coming into each other's bases and scouting. Liquid Jinro is going to be seeing this chrono-boosted warp gate tech coming out of the cybernetics core with the single gateway. There's going to be a stalker coming out here. He sees that there's no zealot in the base here yet, so he can probably assume that chrono boost was going down on the warp gate, that the stalker was going to be the next one out, and that he should probably evac his SCV now that he's got that scouting information complete. And it looks like, yep, that probe from TT1 was actually just immediately lost over here to these Marines. See here, you're the badass with the 1 kill? Yeah, look at that. He's pretty much a total pro compared to these guys are all just noobs, whatever. But this guy, what a badass. He got a probe kill because that probe wandered blindly into his base. Meanwhile, we've seen this from Jinro before. Scouting with the factory, always pretty awesome. Good strategy. And look at that. He is just going to be seeing, once again, he is just going to be seeing everything from this base. Yeah, he's going to be just floating through here, sees the robotics facility, sees the gateway, getting shot down by a sentry and a stalker, but that's definitely not going to be getting anywhere close to even remotely close to the burning point of this factory, so it'll be totally fine. It'll be back to scout another day, most likely. And he's already getting down a starport with with a tech lab, so he's immediately going to be getting that Raven. Going to be start stockpiling the energy on that Raven, so we can use them even more later on in the game with those. Let's see, our Ravens can do, if we look at they can do auto turret, point defense drone, and seeker missile if there's that upgrade. But that upgrade is pretty much never gotten in TV Terran versus Protoss. So meanwhile, we're getting just the second warp gate. Yeah, just the second warp gate with a robotics facility coming down. And this observer is going to be moving into Jinro's base. And Jinro, I think he probably saw the shadow or the silhouette from that observer coming in. So the observer's wisely backing off, not wanting to get scanned. Oh, and here's the Raven. That Raven's, he's not even going to have to burn a scan for that. And that Raven's is automatically going to be able to see him. And going to pick off that observer just like that. And let's see here. Yeah, he really did not get much scouting information at all off of that. Obviously, he saw the starport with the tech lab, but that doesn't really tell him that much since he probably already knew that, judging from the fact that there was a freaking Raven detecting his observer. Meanwhile, Jinro going with a whole lot of... Probably switch over to the production tab. That might be a bit more helpful. So Jinro going for a lot of Marines. He's not worrying about researching the Marine combat shield yet. And this factory, he's so handy. What a handy factory. That's so awesome. The factory just scouting right here. You can actually see the dot on there. It's yeah, kind of slurring over the edge of that cliff. So let's see if yeah, TTOne can totally see that factory just hanging out right there. How would you like to see a factory hanging out over your Nexus, huh? You probably would not appreciate it. Let's be honest. Anyway, got another observer out, but he probably immediately saw this Raven down here. Did not want to screw with these guys again. This is the observer killing crew right here. They're ready for some more blood. You know what? This is probably this is the guy that killed both the probe, excuse me, and the observer. Man, what a badass. He's still a recruit, but he's working his way up. Meanwhile, doing the tech swap for the reactor on the starport and getting that the tech lab down on the barracks for apparently a Marauder and a couple Vikings coming out. So TTOne meanwhile does have his expansion like pretty much fully mining now, and this observer is going to be actually used for something decently. Going to be able to scout out, going to be able to give vision to these stalkers, even though they already had vision of the factory. It wouldn't last for long, just to get chased over the cliff, but those stalkers could probably chase down and kill that factory if they really wanted to, but apparently they just don't really care. Liquid Jinro here, he's just not really worrying about getting his expansion though, getting his natural down. Instead, he is going to have, look at the army, they're pretty even on supply actually. In this point of the game, usually Protoss players will have a bit of an edge on the supply. That doesn't always mean that they have an advantage as far as army strength, but oh yeah, this probe's not going to last long. But yeah, Jinro's just going to come in here with this pretty strong, yeah, and once again, just this this infantry with the Banshees and the Vikings going to be completely tearing apart those Colossus, and these Stalkers are just going to be so fragile against this unit composition here with the Marauders and Marines, and even these Banshees just staying alive through the rest of it, except for, oh, that one might get sniped. There it goes, finally goes down. So this Banshee by the end of it had 6 kills, pretty impressive. Let's see if these SCVs totally should have gotten some kills, but they didn't. This one though, down in the red, this Marauder got 3 kills. Pretty baller status right there. I should stop saying baller too. That's totally tasteless. Is the Plotzes thing. How about that? The Plotzes? Can I say the Plotzes? That's Sean Plott and Nick Plott. Day 9 and tasteless. Anyway, ramble. Another pretty convincing victory here for Liquid Jinro in the 3rd game of this series of 7. Best of 7, I should say. Doesn't necessarily need to go to a full 7 games. But yeah, Liquid Jinro just foregoing his expansion, going for the strong timing attack push. And he doesn't even have those any engineering bay upgrades. He's just got the point defense drone to really ward off those shots from the Stalkers, which it definitely did. It's totally drained of its energy. To come in here and just completely wipe out TTOne once again, very convincingly. So that's going to be 2 games for Liquid Jinro and 1 for TTOne. We will now be moving on to the 4th game. Not sure if I'm actually going to cast it tonight, but it will be up soon after this game. So that's it. That's all. I have been Starcraft Cove. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that goodness. And have a good one. I'm out.